We're learning more about the murder-suicide this week that took the lives of 2 people and a family dog before the killer turned the gun on himself. We now know that one of the victims had tried to get a restraining order against the suspect last year. Tim Gordon is here in the studio with us. And Tim, the request for that order was denied.
Brittany, it was. Court paperwork shows that Diane Psaros and her husband Lawrence Peters were going through a long and difficult divorce as they tried to separate assets, including their home. In July of last year, Psaros felt threatened enough to file for a restraining order against Peters, but the judge said no.
A terrible situation played out on Wednesday with law enforcement in 2 counties dealing with what they determined was a murder-suicide. At a home near Boring in Multnomah County, they found the bodies of 43-year-old Diane Psaros and 46-year-old Brian Rowland, along with a dog, all of them shot and killed. Later, Clackamas County deputies tried to make a traffic stop of 54-year-old Lawrence Peters, who took off and eventually shot himself inside his vehicle. But it appears the trouble goes back to at least last year. Court paperwork shows on July 5th of 2022, a petition for a restraining order to prevent abuse was filed by Diane Psaros in Clackamas County. She was asking that her husband stay at least 150 feet away from her, not contact her, move out of the house they own together in Damascus, and be prohibited from buying or possessing firearms. The petition was denied by Clackamas County Judge Yolanda Watkins.
For the courts not to listen to the cries of victims is just ludicrous.
Michelle Bart has been a victims advocate for 15 years as founder and president of the National Women's Coalition Against Violence and Exploitation. She is not pleased with the judge's denial.
They go through a lot to fill those out, and then only to be rejected by the judge, a female judge no less. Where are we going wrong? We're not protecting the people that need protection anymore.
KGW is still working to learn the context in which the judge denied the restraining order, what evidence or information was or was not presented to her. Just that in the denial, she checked the box stating petitioner did not establish a claim of relief. Regardless, Bart says there is a problem with a system that too often doesn't take victims' concerns seriously. In this case, would it have been a lifesaver?
We'll never know if a protective order would have slowed his progression down. We'll never know why the court decided to do this. And unfortunately, individuals that are taking the lives of others, they have an agenda. And they'll, they're going to do whatever it takes. And then killing themselves is not a surprise anymore.
Now, Bart's organization actually helped in this case to arrange a therapy dog for the 19-year-old surviving son of Diane Psaros. And by the way, we did reach out to the judge in this case. So far, we've not heard back from her.